All right, friends, here we are once again. Let's do a little bonus video practice, continuing on in John chapter 1. We did 1 through 5 last time, and we're going to look at 6 through 10 today, and some vocabulary you don't know in here. Once again, remember, that's always going to be the situation. There's just always going to be vocabulary that you don't know, and that's okay. You need to get used to that. You need to fight through it. Your practice sheet this week gives you the words that you don't know, and so don't worry about those and just go with what you know. That's our motto here, right? When we're getting started, just go with what you know. Use context clues and hints and definite articles and all that kind of stuff to help figure the other stuff out. But we don't want to get bogged down. We want to keep kind of pushing through this so it gets more fluid. You're never good at anything right when you start out, right? So you got to practice. You got to get some reps in. So that's what we're doing. So it starts out here. John 1:6, egeneta anthropos apostalmos para theou onoma auto Ioannes. Okay? There was, and then you know this word, a man. There was a man, or a human, or a person. There was a person, something like that. Apostalmos, having been sent, para theou, from God. Okay? So, preposition that we see this week on there, para theou, onoma auto Ioannes. This is a Greek idiom. Okay? So, onoma is name. What is auto? What case is that? Yep, it's dative, masculine singular, so name to him, John. Okay? Notice there's no verb there. This is kind of different in every language. In English, we say, my name is Nick. In Spanish, you say, me llamo, call me Nick, Nico, whatever. Here it says, name to him, John. So it's just the way every language does this a little bit different. Here we see one of the ways that Greek does it. Verse 7, hutas eilthen eis martyrion hina martyrese peri tu photas hina pantes pistu sosen di autu. All right, we've seen this before. It means this guy, or in this case, we're just going to say he came as a testimony. Now, in ace, you've learned probably as into, and that's not incorrect. It can also be part of a purpose clause, and that's what it's doing here. He came as a testimony in order that he might testify. Okay? So we've got the kind of the repetition there. He came as a testimony that he might testify. Then we get to peri here. This is a chapter 10 word, means concerning or about. So he came as a testimony in order that he might testify concerning the light. So he came to testify concerning the light. Hina, in order that all may believe or will believe, di autu. Do you recognize this D word here? This is actually dia, and rather than having the back-to-back alphas, we drop this alpha, and we get a little apostrophe breathing mark kind of thing there to show us that a letter has disappeared. Okay, so we get, it's dia autu, but it just shortens to di autu. And remember that dia is one of those prepositions that's governed. Its meaning is governed by the case that follows it here. So what case do we have? Genitive, right? So what does that mean dia is going to be? Yep, it's going to be through, right? In order that all would believe or will believe through him. Okay? He was not the light, but in order that he may testify concerning the light. Okay? And notice they don't repeat the he came idea. He was not the light, but you may want to put in parentheses, but he came in order that he might testify. Greek will do this sometimes where they don't repeat they don't repeat an idea that they've already said, and that's okay. So that's verse 8. Let's look at verse 9. Ein taphos ta alethinon ha photidze panta anthropon erkamenon eis tan kosmon. So ein ta phos, and then ta elethina, and this is an adjective, which means true. So he was, do you recognize the capital eta there? Sometimes that can be tricky at the beginning of a sentence. He was the true light. Okay, he was the true light, which gave light, or shines, gave light, shines on all men, or in this case, every man. Coming into the world, he was in the world, and the world through him, once again, through, governed by auto, and the world through him was made, and the world did not know him. See the accusative there? Okay, that's going to receive the action of the verb. Okay, so how is this going? Are you able to recognize the words? Are you able to let the cases speak to you? Like in this last one, we see ha cosmos, nominative. We see auton, and then we see our verb. So we have to rearrange these verb, or these puzzle pieces a little bit. We got to move auton to the end, right? From an English perspective, we need the direct object after the verb, so we need to move that around a little bit. Okay? So keep practicing, keep reading, pronounce these words out loud, read them, spend some time with them. Do the practice. Maybe try reading on your own as well at the Bible Hub site that we link to, or if you have Bible software, that works too. But just do some practice. Make sure you spend time with vocabulary. If you've got the Mounts workbook, make sure you spend some time doing that. But just keep getting reps, okay? And try to work on it, 5-6 days a week. Give a little time to Greek, okay? Have a great week, friends.